Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Sri here, and on this channel we'll be discussing cricket and doing so from a betting perspective. So being an Australian, we use decimal odds. So in other parts of the world there are different types of presentation of odds, so make sure you refer it back to your own country and your own sports betting bookmaker in terms of how you interpret this information. So what we'll be doing to kick us off, we'll be discussing the test match for the tour of South Africa for the Sri Lankans, and this is the second test of the Sri Lankans tour to South Africa, and it'll be played in Kingsmead in Cape Town. And looking back at the first test, which occurred on Boxing Day, the Sri Lankans were competitive. In parts, so you have to give them credit that they did do very well on the first day to restrict South Africa to 6 for 267, and after that, things didn't go that well with the bat and the ball. So they scored 205 in response. They really struggled at the top order, but the middle order did provide some level of fight, and Dananjaya de Silva top scored with 43. With the ball, after that, in the second innings, the South Africans really took control of the contest, scored at a rapid rate. Stephen Cook top scored with 117. Faf du Plessis and Quinton de Kock really poured it on at a very high strike rate, and took the South Africans to 6 for 406 declared. So the South Africans really showed a lot of dominance in the second half of the contest. They set Sri Lanka 488 to win, and the Lankans did do very well. The opening partnership between Karunaratne and Silva put on 87. They batted for over 32 overs, and they got off the team to a very good start, and it was disappointing to see that run out occur. And from there on, Kusal Mendes played a terrific knock, making 59, and Angelo Matthews made 58, and they were very competitive until the end of day 4, and then day 5 things ended pretty quickly. So a disappointing 200. They ended up losing by 200 runs, but you can take some positives there. But that was expected to be the best track for the spinners, and from Rangana Herath and the Lankans to really have a chance of winning. This test now is really poised to be a seamless track, and spins expected not to be a major factor, and the pitch isn't expected to deteriorate. So Asian teams have found Cape Town quite a difficult place to compete against the South Africans, and the last 10 times an Asian side has gone to Cape Town, they've lost 8 times, and 2 losses has 2 draws are the other 2 results. So it's going to be a tough ask with this inexperienced Sri Lankan batting side and a bowling side which isn't really considered to be highly imposing from a pace perspective. It's going to be a tough ask. Looking at the sports betting markets, it's certainly expected for the South Africans to dominate. $1.18 you're going to be getting for South Africa for the result at this stage before a ball has been bowled. Sri Lanka, you're going to be getting between $10 and $13. So big outsiders in this one. Draw $4.50, $5 you're looking at. It's going to be challenging for the Lankans here. I certainly wouldn't be thinking that they're going to win, and I'd be expecting the pace attack of Philander, Abbott and Morkel to really do some damage here. It's going to be, sorry, not Morkel, Rabada, and with what they've done in the previous test, they certainly showed that they can take control of the contest. Philander took 5 wickets in the first innings, and he looked pretty dangerous. And what we're probably going to see here is more of the same, but perhaps in a more uh, in a quicker time frame. I'll be surprised if the test goes 4 days, but I'm optimistic that we will see some positive efforts from the Sri Lankans. Looking at key areas where, in terms of betting, I think from a South African standpoint, Hashim Amla is definitely someone to consider for best batsman. He's the favourite with most bookmakers, so you're going to be getting $4 to $4.50 for Amla to be best batsman for the South Africans. You did see contributions from all, pretty much the whole top order. Dumini got a 60, De Kock a 60, Elgar got a 50, Duplessis got a 60, and Cook got a 59 and 117. And really, this team looks like they've set their side up for for potentially a longer term here. And De Villiers is set to come back, and so it's going to be tough for who they choose to take out of the side. But looking at the innings, and there was a lot of impressive performances, but Hashim Amla, he hasn't scored a 50 for 8 innings. He hasn't scored a ton for 11. He played a terrific knock in the second innings. He scored nearly a run a ball when he's 48. So I think the tide's going to turn. The only thing that really worries me about these highest bat markets is if South Africa score 450 to 500, Amla might score a ton, and Cook or Dumini or the Duplessis might score a ton as well. So it's going to be tough. Check out with your local bookmakers if you got options there for to score a 50 or score 100. I certainly think Amla's going to do well, and I'm optimistic for him. And I would be expecting him to score more than 75 in this innings. I think he's primed and ready to go. His average has dipped under 50, which is amazing, because he's been hovering around that 52 mark for quite some time. And now to dip under 50, I'm sure it is surprising. The Lankans, I think with the bat, there are definitely some contenders here. We did see Dinesh Chandimal in the first test. He didn't score too much. He scored a 20-odd in the first innings, and then in the second he scored 8 off 38 balls, and he got dropped once, and then he got caught at mid-on. So I expect him to bounce back. I think, looking at it from a matchup standpoint, if this track is going to be real pace friendly, I don't think the openers and the top order, I think they're probably going to struggle, and it's going to come to the middle order again to rescue the side's respectability and really to generate a total which is going to be competitive. So as far as my picks for batsmen, even though Kusal Mendes did play a terrific innings in the second innings of the previous test, I think Matthews and Chandimal are probably the go-tos. Dhananjaya De Silva also. I'm thinking that middle order, one of those guys, I'd be thinking one of them would top score. So I'll go with Chandimal for top scorer, and you're going to get $5.50 or so with your bookmaker. So with the ball, it's tough to say as far as with both sides. I'd go. I think it's going to be Vernon Falanis. He really likes Cape Town and has taken over 30 wickets there. So he definitely is someone to have a look at. As far as the other guys, Rabada is probably the best pacer at the moment, and Abbott is always dangerous. So I think with this test, looking at the two sides, I'd be going South Africa to win, which isn't really going to get you much money. But as far as looking at where to go from other markets, Amla with the bat, Chandimal with the bat. This is the first inning, so because they don't present markets for the second. But I'm thinking South Africa to win by close to an innings, if not an innings, and the Sri Lankans to show some level of fight, but I wouldn't be expecting them to win. And yeah, that they're my picks. And as far as with the ball, Philander, I'm going with. So you're going to be getting around $3 with Philander. It's tough for me to make a pick on best with the ball for the Lankans, but yeah, they're my picks. All the best with your predictions. Certainly, this is you can use this as a second opinion. It's best to trust your own judgment. So yeah, make sure you gamble responsibly. Make sure you gamble responsibly, and yeah, let's hope we do see a competitive contest for the New Year's Test 2017 between Sri Lanka and South Africa. So yeah, happy punting and all the best. Thank you.